signed on and then had to sign off real quick just to make sure everything is working, and I think we are in action. So, what's up everybody? Happy Wednesday. Well, it's not that happy Wednesday. Today, very weird day. From the minute I woke up, it's just one of those days. I said that yesterday, but today's really one of those days. Today's one of those days where everything just is weird. Nothing's going right. Things are kind of, I don't know, I just feel like out of sync today. The vibes are low, guys. Gotta bring the vibes up, if you know what I mean. I'm just gonna get myself set up here. Make sure everything's on track. We don't have much to do today. We're just gonna chill out in the grow tent, and that's it. Just brought my microscope down. Might check out the seeds, the what are they called? The sugar snap pea seeds that are 40 years old that we've been trying to get to germinate, that seem to have just started molding. So we can take a closer look at those. But that's it really today, guys. Just straight chilling. So yeah, my morning was a weird one. First of all, ever since yesterday, for some reason, I just can't get warm. I've been so cold, even in the grow tent on yesterday live, I was freezing. So I had a really rough night's sleep. And then I woke up quite early and just went to go, tidy up the kitchen and stuff from the before, because sometimes I don't do it the night of, because, you get lazy and tired. And I sliced my finger, so that was fun. And then I went to go take my dog potty, but I didn't do it fast in time, and she peed all over the rug. So then I had to get out the rug cleaner and pretty much scrub the rug. And then when I was about to get my day started and get started on things I need to get done, I had no internet. There was a nationwide outage, so I had all my neighbors, everyone was out on the street kind of freaking out a little bit. I had one of my neighbors was actually getting their fence repaired, and the guy that was repairing it, I don't know if he uses an app to unlock his car, but he actually locked himself out of the car. Both sets of keys were in his car, and because of the Wi-Fi issue and the cell towers being down this morning, I think it was a Canada-wide issue. So for those of you that are in Canada, I'm sure you've experienced the same thing this morning, but I wasn't panicking or anything because everything in the tent was good. It's just more, oh my gosh, how am I gonna do my live? And tonight I'm still in the garden cultivation network, and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna show up? What's up, Ray Cassis? Thank you for joining. What's up, Finding Keepers? Hope everyone's having a better Wednesday than I. It's been a real weird start to the day, and so I just feel out of sync today, if that makes sense. Like, things are just not vibing, but that's what the live is for. You guys are going to help me bring the vibes up. I'm just getting myself set up here. So, anybody else experience the same problem I had this morning with the cell tower and all that issue? For a minute there, I was like, holy crap, the end is here. I'm just kidding. But it does, those kinds of things, when that happens and you have no communication with the outside world, because we become so reliant on the internet and just, connecting through cell phone or the internet or social media or whatever it is, it's kind of scary. Like, we shouldn't be so reliant on this stuff, because then when it goes out, what the heck do you do? Fortunately for me, all my neighbors were freaking out because they couldn't work and they couldn't do anything, but I got a grow tent I can hang out in, and there's always something to do here. So fortunately, even though obviously I rely on the internet, if it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. I was just more concerned about tonight, because tonight at 9 p.m., Eastern time will be on the Garden Cultivation Network, which is going to be very exciting. They are more of a cannabis-centered podcast, but because it is the season where even cannabis growers are getting all their food crops or food outside because the season is near, so we're gonna have a good chat tonight about all things plants and growing and indoor gardening, and I really look forward to sharing that with you guys. So if you guys are available, you should totally tune in. I would drop the link in the chat, but I don't know how. I'm gonna grab my microscope and we're gonna grab some of the seeds we were germinating, and we're gonna take a closer look. All right. I haven't used this microscope in a really long time, so I don't even know how to work it anymore, but it's gonna be cool to look at those sugar snap peas a little bit closer. What's up, Alex? Thank you for joining. Good afternoon. Yeah, man, today's a weird day, guys, so I'm relying on you to help me bring the vibes up, because it's been one of those days where so much happened, yet nothing has happened. You know what I mean? When so much is going on and it's chaos, but you haven't gotten anything done. Nothing's completed. There's hasn't shrunk. So, just one of those days. Woo-woo Wednesday, you know? When freaky stuff happens. Alright. I also forgot to water my seedlings this morning, so that's probably killed some of them. I'm just gonna give them a spray now. Oh no. Alright, so I started a bunch of seeds the other day on the live, and I forgot to spray them, so they may or may not have dried out. That sucks. Hopefully we can salvage them. I'm giving them an extra spray, even though typically that's something I do when the lights aren't on. But everything seems to be okay. It didn't dry up or anything, but this happens when I have these chaotic mornings. I forget to water things, and I was pretty disappointed with myself this morning because I don't know what happened, but when I had the power outage, the timer that I set up on my seedling lights wasn't working, and so last night my seedling lights were on all night, guys. And that sucks for the plants because they need their lighting schedule, they need their sleep. Okay, I think these, we got mold on some of these here. All right. All right, guys. I am going to grab these sugar snap peas. Hopefully they're not too molded because mold grosses me out, guys. But yeah, we're gonna look under the microscope and see what's up, see if anything has happened. I mean, they're probably garbage. I should just get new ones. All right, I'm gonna flip you guys around and show you what we're dealing with now. These are the sugar snap peas that we tried to germinate that are 40 years old. Nothing happening here, no sprouting. Okay, but these seeds have totally, like, they feel like they've decomposed. They're, I don't know, man. Nothing's happening with these. No sprouting, but also no mold. Yeah, I don't know about these, but I wonder what that pink stuff is. These ones are just kind of like drying up. But yeah, I have no idea what that is. I'm gonna just try to get my microscope set up here. So there's our digital microscope. Vevor for the win. All right, so we took our little cap off. And honestly, I forget how to work this thing. All right, I need to turn the lights on. Let's see, where's the other lights? All right. All right, so there's the paper towel under the microscope. That's pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna grab one of these and look at them a little closer and see what's going on. I mean, there's not much going on this one. If I push hard on it, it'll just smush. So see that? It's like a chickpea. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hang on. Let me turn this so we don't get glare. In fact, we get more glare. All right, I'll take you guys on this side here. So there is the sugar snap pea. For some reason, I don't see that pink stuff on it anymore that I purposely took the microscope to see what that pink stuff was. But let's see if I can find another one we could take a closer look. Yeah, there was like this weird orangey pink stuff on the sugar snap pea. It's right there. I don't know what that is, you guys. Anybody know? No. Oh, there it is. We got a light there. Okay. We can bring this down a little bit. I have no idea what that is. I'm gonna have to Google that. But you guys, I think I'm gonna make the call. I think I'm gonna make the call to get rid of these seeds because I don't know if they're any good. And you know what? I should just buy some sugar snap pea seeds. What do you guys think? Instead of letting them mold and waste space in my seedling tray, I'm gonna make the call and I'm gonna get rid of them. I just kind of touched them all and they're all, I don't know, they just, I think they're just decomposing. I don't think these seeds are good. We can try again, try to soak them in something else and see how that works. I'm gonna grab something else since I've had bad fungus. Oh, all right, well then I'm gonna get rid of that. This is gonna just go straight to the garbage because we don't like mold, like fungus. I don't need any of that stuff contaminating the rest of the grow tent. I feel like I also need to change my glove. That's probably just paranoia talking, but you can never be too careful, guys. I didn't work this hard just to mess my plants up. You know what I'm saying? That is the end of that experiment. Well, thanks for being a part with me, you guys. But we'll try again. I'm gonna grab some actual good new sugar snap pea seeds because I want sugar snap peas in the grow tent. I think it'd be a great addition to the bucket system. Definitely think they'll thrive in here and do super well. Yeah, I'm excited. All right, I'm gonna just shut this microscope off for a minute here. I'll take you guys for, I didn't do my daily walk around for you guys so you can see what's new in the tent. Today, the tomatoes look a whole lot bigger than they did the other day. They're definitely coming along. Maybe in the next couple of weeks, I'll have some actual tomatoes and we can do our live dinner stream. That would be really cool. Tomorrow, there won't be a live stream. I actually have an appointment I have to go to middle of the live stream, but we'll have the live tomorrow night as per usual at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I will be around. I just won't be here at noon, but Friday I will be. And that's okay, because you know what? Not having an update every day is a good thing. I find that these lives are fun and they're great, but I feel bad if I'm repeating myself or if I'm showing you guys a lot of the same thing. I don't want you guys to get bored, so maybe in the future it'll be something that reduces to a few times a week. Unless you guys just like hanging out, then I'm happy to still hang with you guys and chill, but I don't want you guys to be bored and I don't want you guys to be feeling like I repeat myself over and over again. But that being said, plants are never boring. So if you're into plants, there's a reason why you're here. I'm going to show you some plants. Let's take a look around. All right, so we have our seedling station. Everything's good. We got a couple more corn that's sprouted since yesterday, so that's cool. I'm going to have to get, so these buckets were washed. I'll probably have to clean them again, and I still have the nozzles I have to put in. But there's our orange tower coming along. The kale is really starting to take shape, and these leaves are going to get really long and narrow eventually, as dinosaur kale leaves do. Here you can already see it's taken its oval shape. We've got our propagated tomato cutting in here. This one is going to stay in the tower. We're going to experiment with growing it in the tower. No roots yet, but within the next couple of days, we absolutely will have roots. We've got our zinnia starts in the tower. It's really funny. They look different than the ones that are in the buckets. Just like the shape of the leaves are slightly different. Same variety, isn't it? One is from the tower and one is from the bucket. Very interesting. So we'll keep an eye on those, but we got some nice little roots there already. And it's looking pretty good, you guys. But yeah, I saw a reel this morning. Some girl in Ontario, she called Mother Nature has done the bait and switch, which I love because it's totally a bait and switch. Last week was like 30 degrees, beautiful out, and now all of a sudden it's like 8 degrees outside Celsius. So that is very cold, you guys. So I'm not ready to get these into the ground yet, let alone in soil, but soon. Our watermelon is just really coming along. We've got a few of them. Here is the parsley. We've got our skin parsley there, and here we go, another watermelon, but they seem to be doing well. And then we've got some of our flower starts, and that's our last watermelon there. And our dill has gone nuts ever since I moved it out of the crowded green tower. I still am working on harvesting the rest of the green tower so that I can eat everything and enjoy it. And then here I've just got some sage and basil somewhere. I don't know where it is, but this tower filled up so quickly. It's yeah, it's crazy. What's up, Mia Lifestyle? Thank you for joining. I don't know if it's Mia Lifestyle or MIA Lifestyle. That'd be two. That's probably Mia. Anyways, there's our zinnia. Guys, I'm impatiently waiting every day for her to open up. There's still, based on my flower garden last year, there's still a few more steps that happen with this bud before it actually starts to open up. So I'm anxiously awaiting that. As for our cucumbers, I pollinated them this morning, but we actually learned on yesterday's live that there is a specific time of day based on when the bees go to work, and it's something to do. I did a light search on it yesterday, and then I got busy, but something to do with the time of day and the sun when the bees come out to pollinate. So that's when the flower is said to open. It opens only for a few hours, so you've got a small window to pollinate the female flower with the male flowers. So a couple people on the chat suggested that I save the cucumber flowers, put them in the fridge, and then use them when I'm ready to pollinate, which I might do. I just need to remember to do it. So there's the cucumber plant. She's looking great, growing more every day. No new cucumbers yet, just the 4 that we looked at so far. And this flower over here, as you can see, you can now see the yellow hue, which means it's preparing to open soon. So we'll see when it'll open. We got this one too, probably open on the same day. The flower's also kind of getting more yellow, so I don't know. And then our tomatoes, wow, I couldn't be more happy with the results. I do need to up the feeding for sure. We figured that out yesterday, but the tomatoes are definitely starting to look like tomatoes now and not just little baby nothings. Anyways, so yeah, we got nice flower clusters, several tomatoes per cluster, maybe like 12 per cluster, which is really cool. I'm very excited about that, but look at that cluster right there, you guys. We're gonna get some nice tomatoes. I wonder what color these are gonna be. I have a feeling they're gonna be, I don't know, it's hard to say. They usually all start off this shade of green, so it's tough to say what color tomatoes they will be, but everything is looking really good. I'm feeling really proud, really grateful that I made it this far, and we'll see these continue to do, but I'm excited to share with you guys, and I'm excited for the day I get to harvest. Okay, so I came down today. I'm like, holy crap! Look at the size of that pepper leaf. My goodness. Honestly, last year when I grew bell pepper plants, this is probably like the biggest leaf, the biggest size leaf. But now these leaves are really getting so big. Hopefully the fruit will follow suit. But yeah, we've got some flowers happening here, slowly but surely. I definitely have to adjust my nutrient levels because you can see there's some kind of problem. They're flowering like crazy, but the new leaves are kind of struggling. We reduced the watering cycle, and we're gonna have to increase the feeding. We'll do that later today. I'm actually just making some water. I have to make distilled water to keep up with the garden because that's what I use in my indoor garden. But as for the other stuff, it seems to be doing quite well. I'm excited to see what kind of pepper plants we got growing. Some of them I didn't label, so it'll be cool to see. And then all our flower starts, you know, there's that one day where you look at your plants and like, oh, they took off today. So these guys are finally looking like not babies. And hopefully they'll be ready within the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna plan for the first week of June to get them in the ground and see how they do. It's honestly been, I don't know, I don't remember it being cold during the springtime, but for some reason it's been very cold here, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna let Mother Nature dictate and move my stuff outside, you guys. But yeah, that's really it. Honestly, today's one of those days where I'm just grateful to have the garden after my chaotic morning this morning, just to come down here and even just to listen to the sound of the water, to unwind, kind of de-stress a little bit. It's much needed, you guys, much needed, but I'm grateful for this garden because it is definitely an outlet for me. And when the internet's down and cell service is down, the tent is always running, the plants are always growing. So that's the cool thing about nature, guys. If you have a garden outside, who gives a shit if the Wi-Fi doesn't work or if your cell service doesn't work? Go in the garden, go for a walk, go get out nature. And so it was funny though, this morning when that happened, everybody's out on the street kind of like freaking out and panicking because they have no contact with the outside world. So it's crazy how much we rely on the internet or cell phones. Even for me, for the tent, a lot of this stuff is on timers that are operated through Bluetooth. I don't know if I have the box here, I'll show you. I use these, are so awesome. I grabbed a box from Costco. These are the Bluetooth Globe Suite plugs. They're super easy. I just download the app, plug the plug in, and all you have to do is pair it, and that's it. You pair it with your phone, and then you can set routines, schedules. And so for my towers, I do for the water and for the light on the orange tower. Actually, I'll take you guys for a walkthrough. I'll show you the timers that I use. So up there are the Globe Suite Bluetooth ones. Those are great. I connect to the app and I can turn it on and off through my phone, no problem. But of course it requires internet. So when I don't have internet, I cannot use them. But that's where these guys come in handy. I've got a lot of these. These are just manual timers, and you just flick the knobs down for the hours that you want the switch to be on. And so we have it on for 14 hours. And that operates these Spire Farmer lights here. Same as this manual timer here operates this one, which is on the same schedule. Both of the towers, the green and the yellow, they are on, their lights are on the manual timer right there, plugged into battery pack, which is kind of like a battery just in case power goes out. It helps keep the tent running for a few more hours, so it's a little bit of a contingency. And then up there, the water is on the Globe Suite. I like to have the water on the Globe Suite because this run, I'm letting the tower just run 24/7 But sometimes, depending on what you grow, you want to change. Your watering schedule. So that's why I have the Globe Suite, but the other ones just on manual timer. Nostalgic was using that exact manual timer for 10 years. Yeah, manual is the way to go, you guys. I've had it before where the Globe Suite, if there's an issue with or the internet, then you're screwed, and your tower and your plants are only as good as what's operating it, right? So at least with those timers, they are foolproof. There's no way you can mess it up. The only thing that happens is when the power goes out, obviously the manual timer stops, and so you just have to recalibrate the time once the power comes on. But it's like the same thing with a stove or a microwave, right? When the power goes off, time obviously stops, and then you got to reset the clocks when the power comes back on. What's up, G4T? We're just talking timers. So yeah, if you guys have something, I don't know the wattage that this supports. 15 amp max, 60 hertz, 1875 watts. So I think that's what it can handle. I don't know, but it probably is important to know, because I don't know if these would actually work if I use them for these spider farmer lights. The watt might be too high, but I've never tried. I don't plan on trying. I like the manual timers. And you know, if this morning, for those of you that are in Canada, if this morning has taught us anything, it's let's not rely on technology because it really messes me up when it stops working if I'm so reliant on it, you know? So I try to keep it manual as possible, but it is definitely a challenge. The other night when the power went out, I was already trying to think, man, like, how can I get all my plants in cups of water or something? What happened, says Natimbi? Well, 2 nights ago the power went out, which, whatever, I'm over that now. But this morning, for whatever reason, my internet stopped working and my cell service stopped working, and my cell phone said SOS, and went to go look out my front window, and all my neighbors were on the street. Everybody was freaking out because there was no cell service and no internet service. So whatever happened must have been pretty bad for both cell and internet to be down. And it wasn't local, it was a nationwide issue, Canada. So you had no way to contact somebody, and I was so nervous because, like I said earlier on in the live, I was supposed to be, or I am supposed to be, on the Garden Cultivation Network tonight, and I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna go live tonight and at noon? But everything's been fixed. It was a Bell outage nationwide. Wow. Well, it did affect, I know it affected some Rogers customers, some TELUS customers. It affected a lot of service providers, and everyone was panicked there for a minute. So it just goes to show you that, like, we've become so used to using technology and so reliant on it that, man, I felt for a minute. Have you guys seen that movie on Netflix with Julia Roberts where it's like, that's the first step that happens, where the cell service and the towers go down, and they all start to try to leave town because something's supposed to happen, and it's like the end of the world, and all the Teslas and all the electric vehicles stop working. And anyways, I was like, oh my god, the end of the world. I'm just kidding. Could have sent smoke signals. Exactly. I was like, do I have a flare somewhere I can use? Or I don't. For a minute there, I was like, okay, how do I figure this out? And I drive to a coffee shop and use their internet. But if it's nationwide, so, like, you know, can I get a pigeon to fly a note over? So anyways, I'm just glad it's back and that everything's working. But damn, I don't want to be that reliant on technology, guys. That's scary. I think that's why back in the day you're supposed to, like, live close to your family and your friends. Well, not, you know, not everybody, but, you know, you're in unity close to people where if you need to reach out to someone, you could just walk over to their place and talk to them and not have to rely on a cell phone. But man, what it would be like to be a pioneer, you guys. But at least I've got the garden, right? If the internet goes out and the power goes out, well, if the power goes out, I can't do much in here unless I have a flashlight. But if I had a flashlight, so much work I could do in here. It honestly never ends. Princess, do you think I can still use my herb seeds that I keep in my truck for the last 2 years? Do you think they will sprout? I absolutely think they'll sprout, and you won't if you don't try. You might want to soak them for 24 hours like we did with the sugar snap peas. But for those of you that just joined, we checked them out under the microscope, and they are just completely decomposing. And there's some kind of what I think, or what Finding Keepers suggests, is mole or bad fungus. So yeah, just be mindful. What kind of seeds are they? But if they're herb seeds, I'm sure they'll sprout. If they're, especially if they're only a couple years old. We had Les in the chat yesterday that said they sprouted 5-year-old seeds. So I think there's a way to get your seeds to sprout. You just either have to give them time or soak them. But yeah, so that was the scare I had this morning, you guys. And I gotta try to find ways to not be so reliant on the internet. Even today, I'm like, oh my God, you know, as a content creator, you try to post your videos at a certain time so that it hits, you know, so that everyone sees it and you get the most engagement and whatever. And today was a good video too, guys. I was so proud of it because it's about my tomatoes and how they're finally growing. And I couldn't get it up in time, and I was so stressed out. So first world problems, but it's all good. We're here, we're live, we're hanging out, and another beautiful day in the grow tent. So again, tomorrow there won't be a noon live just because I didn't schedule my appointment properly, guys, and I've got it right during the time that I do my live. But I will be going live tomorrow night with Andrew, so you guys can come check me out there tomorrow night at 30 p.m. Eastern. And tonight is the Garden Cultivation Network. That's going to be fun, guys. It's at 9 p.m. So if you guys are bored or just want to hang out, come to. It's going to be great with Mr. Organics and Sea Bunny Grows. I cannot wait to tap into their brains, get to know them a little better, and maybe get some plant care tips. Something, maybe I can learn something new. I love people that are into plants and all things gardening because there's so much to learn, and a lot of these people have such a wealth of knowledge that I love tapping into that and picking their brain, you know what I mean? But yeah, guys, today's a slow day in the grow tent. Not much to do. I will be pruning tomorrow, so we'll do a little prune on tomorrow's live. I know tomorrow there is no live. I'll do it on my nighttime live tomorrow, but Friday I will be back for sure. So we'll hang out Friday at noon. I'll do some stuff in the grow tent, but some days are slow and some days there's a lot to do. Last week there was so much to do, I couldn't keep up, and this week I'm feeling a little burnt out that I don't want to start new seeds. I don't want to overwhelm myself. I get into different moods sometimes, you know, and I've got a lot going on. I still have to harvest that green tower because things are starting to bolt. So yeah, hopefully it'll align with the dinner time live. Maybe next week have some tomatoes ready, but that'll be fun. We're gonna harvest a bunch of stuff that's going, and we're gonna pick a meal to cook where at least 75% of the ingredient, the only thing that won't be grown by myself will probably be like garlic and beef because it's all about the red meat, guys. But other than that, yeah, we're gonna pick some stuff. 75% of the ingredients list will be homegrown. Show you guys what it's like to have a real tower to table experience, because there's nothing like it. Like, just to be able to pick the stuff off my tower and eat it right now. Oh my gosh, guys, I wish I could share it with you, but one day I will be able to share it with you somehow through your local grocery store, maybe. That would be so cool. But on that note, I probably gonna sign off, you guys. Come hang out tonight on the Garden Cultivation Network. I will be there at 9 p.m. We're gonna chat all things gardening. So if you guys want to hang, please tune in. That'd be great. And if not, I'll be back tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and it'll be a fun live. I'll show you guys a bunch of stuff that's going on in the tent as per usual, and we'll have some fun chatting with Andrew. But that's it for today, you guys. Just wanted to hop on and say hi. Thank you guys for tuning in every day. You are so awesome. Honestly, I appreciate it. And we'll try to get some new stuff going for next week. We've got the beet seeds that have sprouted. We're gonna have to get those transferred. I've got my flower garden. I'm gonna have to get prepared to get everything outside. So next week, the lives are gonna be jam-packed with ton of stuff, ton of content, if you will. So I'll have some fun stuff planned for those lives. So hang tight, guys. But some days are a slow day in the garden, and I appreciate those days because sometimes you just need a day to take it all in, and that's one of those days. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I appreciate you all. I wasn't here for a long time, but I was here for a good time. So don't forget to smash that like button, and we'll see you tonight. You guys better be there. I'm going to hold you at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Garden Cultivation Network. Come check me out and hang out. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Hopefully this day gets a lot less weird because it's been a weird day, guys. But thank you for bringing the vibes up. I feel better now. So you guys are awesome. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tonight. Bye, guys.